Yep, I caught that. We're back, guys. We're back with more of this. Thank you, all the typical GMers who are staying around. We are doing our best to explain to you how to actually play this game. We got 1 hour left here, and don't worry. If you are still watching this and you haven't figured out where you can follow Eric and Chip in it on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter, we're gonna go ahead and do outro shoutouts. So just chill your shit. We'll get to it. Where were we? Right, there was the thing where I was supposed to do something during the break, and then I forgot to do it completely. That part,
You're
yeah.
working on your
Yes.
legacy scene.
So yeah, we're doing legacies.
Okay,
So
so
yeah, a legacy is like a reprisal or of something that happened during our 4 turns of action. So total for this round. So you're coming up with a detail, and I think you got a scene.
so I do the whole scene by myself,
Yep, you
right?
just narrate the scene, and then we move on.
Yeah. So the Shovelton Orefather is like sitting alone in a room, and then he just kind of heavily stands up with his massive salt beard going back and forth, and gets through the dark room and then like opens these like wide swinging doors that creak on the hinges, and he looks at the hinges and is just like ugh. And the next room is like full of light. It's full of everybody is like sitting at a table. It's men and women of all ages. It's like a family gathering with 100 dwarves sitting at a table. And when the doors open, everybody stops doing everything, and this Orefather shuffles his way to the chair at the head of the table, and it's just like, the family meeting will begin. Who are we gonna send to speak with those whiskeys? We need someone with enough legitimacy, but maybe someone who can take them out in case it's needed. And there's this huge clamor among all of like the sub families. There's like people at the end of the table who are either very young or very low ranked, like people attached to the family, like advisors who aren't worthy to like sit farther up with the rest of the family, and they're all in the back clamoring like, "I'll do it, I'll do it," and that's when we see one of the mothers rising. One of the I don't know if I'm gonna call them or mothers. I'll come up with a good name. But one of like the matriarchs of the family rises up and is like, "Whoa, father, my son Brusque is good with words. He's he's good at doing what you need as well. He always follows it. He may not be highest ranked at this table, but I'll tell you what, we know that Thorin fella's going to be at the meeting, and it could be. We need somebody capable of dumping that guy in the river, and we need someone with enough legitimacy to negotiate with the whiskeys. I think Brusque is the only choice." And everybody else is like shouting, like, "No, no, send my son, send my daughter." And everybody at the end tables are all like, "No, pick me, pick me." And the Orefather's just like, "Okay, if I do this for you, Brunhilde, I will send your son Brusque. And Brusque," he like turns his massive head, "you better make sure that them there priest doesn't survive the night. Whether it goes good, whether it goes bad, whether you gotta do it in front of the whiskey or not. I'm tired of these Gibraltarists. They're stamping on the religious freedoms of our people. We have always stood by the Stonebeards, the 5 dwarven patriarchs, and they're trying to bring their ancient god and their matriarchs and the mother, and it's a blight upon society. You take them out, or you're never gonna become a higher ranked Shovelton."
And he didn't. Oh!
Oh
Yep,
no, this is
I
the
know.
best part.
Yep. So, like, what do I write there in the?
Oh, so you write the location of the scene?
Okay, so I think it's gonna be in. Oh, I want to call it a hold already, but not quite yet. We'll call it the feast hall
Sure.
of the Shovelton crime family.
Did you update the question? Yeah, you did. Okay. Yep. Cool. And then you just write the answer.
Okay, the answer is Bruce Shovelton, brave scion of a lower family.
Oh, it sucks for that family. Ugh. I imagine he sees what happens, and he's back there and it's like mediocre. Awesome.
Can't disappoint the All-Father. All right, well, that's the legacy. Get wrecked, Bruce.
Nice.
Rip. All right.
So y'all are going to be excited for this focus. I actually wrote it out ahead of time.
Great. Yeah. Lay it on
Sounded
us.
much more prepared than me. Good, excellent.
All right.
So
What is it?
I am going to make a whatever this is called, an era that
But
is.
what's the focus titled?
Oh yeah, the focus title is the repercussions of greed.
Oh, nice. Another broad thematic one.
Ooh, I like that. The diamond. The leaders are the Orefathers, and like the females of the clan are called the diamonds. I like that.
God, your chat's awesome.
I know my chat's really cool.
Oh god, I wrote a lot. I didn't realize I wrote this much for these boxes. All right, so the era is mass production. The people have spoken and they want the products of their desires. The markets are now flooding with alcohol, drugs, and gambling dens, satiating the commoners, empowering the holds, and undertowing the government.
All right. I see you write history books. That's awesome, man.
And
I say that as a,
then,
I say that as a compliment. That's really well written. That's
and
awesome.
just wait. And then this event. Now, this event is actually meant to be, and then just for you guys, if you want to go like after it, you definitely can. Don't feel the need of that. But I want this event to be more the ending of this age. And that is going to, oh god, this is way too big for this box. I wrote way too much. I feel bad. It's going to be called The End of Consumption. The Sons of Gibraltar have seen the racks of overconsumption on the souls of their followers and have decisively strong-armed the holds by allying themselves with the government to ban the unpure and illicit substances produced by the holds. And so
Holy shit.
this is like more down here. Like this is the end of
Oh.
this, and these are all focusing on the mass production is what causes the repercussions
Oh
of
yeah, but
greed.
I mean,
And
in the
then,
meantime, keep it up above
oh, okay,
next to it. Yeah.
You know these guys are definitely
We'll
getting
we'll
whacked, right?
add we'll because we'll add events when we come to it,
okay,
right?
okay.
Like, well, yeah, but that makes sense.
The
That's
Sons of
awesome.
Gibraltar's definitely die
Hmm.
before society moves into the holds taking over.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, man. That's well. With that, it is your turn, Arthur.
Okay, so I need to do a scene that focuses on the repercussions of greed.
Well, a period, an event, or a scene. Yes.
Okay, so
And it doesn't have to be under the same thing that
oh
Chip just
no,
named.
actually I want to do an event under a mass production, and I want to establish something that I'm gonna come back to later.
Sure.
So it's gonna be the alchemical version of uranium, and I think I'm gonna call it Moridinium after the dwarven chief god Moradin. And
Yeah.
so it's gonna be, they've been using this to help power stuff, right? Like they've discovered it now during the mass production era, and they're using it to like power furnaces and everything. And the effects of the radiation of that are just starting to hit the people who work with it a lot.
Oh man.
So
Oh man.
yeah, and I think that it's gonna just wreck people. I don't think I did that right.
This is awesome.
Oh man, it's not letting me copy that. All right, let's try this. Nope, that didn't work either. There we go. Finally, I got something. Let me delete that. Okay, so this is gonna be called.
Yeah, this program is kind of a pain in the ass to learn at
No,
first.
no, it's good. It's good. It's just me. It's called the after consequences. Consequences of Moradinium.
Oh, that's so
Okay.
awesome.
Oops. Alright, I can make this a little bigger. Yeah, there we go. And businesses falter and workers begin to sicken as the radioactive effects of moranium become apparent to the general populace. Okay, cool. I bet the Sons of Gibraltar have something to say about that. And that's all I do, right?
Yep.
I've set the event. Yeah.
This one's pretty obvious. How it comes back to the theme, but oops, is going to be under the democratization, and it's going to be the people protest in front of the opulent throne hold. I like throne hold. So imagine a bunch of like disheveled peasants and stuff like that, you know, like all poor, like marching in front of like the gates and stuff, demanding that they be heard and that like they're starving and stuff like that. While you have just the opulent king people, like like imagine underground and there's like palm trees, and like the brilliant white marble type of stone staircase kind of stuff, and like royal guards like standing still and like everyone's just not caring about the protesters and hearing what they have to say. So yeah, what could be the ramifications of greediness and not listening to people because you're too busy caring about your wealth? Who knows?
Yeah, I think we call that
So
Tsarist Russia.
yep. So I think I'm just gonna leave that there. It's pretty obvious. So there you go.
Okay,
Back to
and
Chip.
now
You can
now
do
it's on
another
to
one
me
of
for
those
a
double
scene.
tap. Yeah, you can do one of those double taps again. So you can create an event and a scene, or a period and an event.
Mm. Oh, this is hard.
Yeah, Tyson literally. I think Tice could probably just play this whole game by himself. Oh man.
I don't know. That would be good because I'm also trying to like look at our yeses and our nos and try to figure out what else that we can get into this because we definitely want some of these things.
Oh, my focus is gonna
Oh,
be
oh,
love,
oh,
so
oh,
don't worry
oh!
about that too much.
I know. I have the perfect one for this.
Okay, let's do it.
It's gonna be an event and a scene afterwards.
Got
Oh,
it.
I got a good one. Um, so the event is going to be the consequences of Moradinium are starting to change the dwarves. Like the workers, they're starting to get like whatever you want to call this change in their bodies. But then there's going to be an outcry of this. There's going to be this tension of they're less than us now. Like maybe they're so
Inferior,
yeah.
like racial, like genetically inferior
Oh,
people.
how
Is that what
terrible
you
is
mean?
that? Like all of the people that like work for a living, all the people on the production lines are now being treated as a lower class after the democratization.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because
Oh
some people are
boy.
more equal than others, right?
It's like a full circle, right? The end of this is literally with like a king is elected and like a parliamentary
Hey, hey, hey,
system of
dude,
nobles is
save
set
it,
up.
save it, save it. I know, Arthur. I know.
No,
Save it.
What's the
I don't need
word?
to save that one. That is past the end book. That's like this is the future of dwarven society. Is it just goes in a circle?
All that happens before, and all will happen again.
Yeah, it's Wheel
So
of
I'm gonna
Time.
call this one the woes of the Moradites.
Oh,
And now I got to figure out. So I'm gonna just write this out, but I do want some like talk about this because it's gonna be boring with me. I'm just writing. So woes of the Moradites. Um,
so this is an overall. This is an event, right? So this
yeah,
isn't a particular scene. So
physically scarred by the
yeah, I mean they're gonna be weaker,
byproducts.
right? They're
Yeah,
literally gonna be weaker. They're gonna get sick more often. There's
yeah,
probably their skin will change.
yeah. Physically scarred by the byproducts of their labors. The new dwarf subsets, Moradites, are met with scrutiny or scrutiny.
Scrutiny.
Okay, scrutiny. Scrutiny and um, they're met with scrutiny and apprehension by those they once held dear
Equal.
and called peers.
Yeah. Freaking bourgeoisie.
Sorry. And then we're gonna have a scene that is going to be here. What is the question I want to ask? Um, I want to know why. Why do the Sons of Gibraltar fall or what was the name of the clan of the whiskey clan?
Yeah,
Oh,
whiskey.
the whiskeys. Yeah,
Whiskey
that's the last
without an
name.
E.
Why
Yeah.
do the whiskeys
The British whiskey or Irish.
fall fall into low graces with the Sons of Gibraltar?
Oh, they rode that train all the way, decades, eras,
Yeah,
and
so
now
really this is a story of the gangsters, and it's a result of this religious organization that has been trying to change things for the better and just being met with nothing but wrong choices.
Oh, that's
It's
never
really,
happened historically.
I know, right? So I
I've
guess
been holding
now,
the whiskeys as like not gangsters. The whiskeys are like this really influential. They're like, in my mind, and feel free to not take this, but in my mind, they're like the first merchant family.
They
They're like
both
they
they're like
are the middle
yeah,
class. They're
they're
the
like the
originators.
Medicis.
Yeah,
I think of them as like the guys
yeah,
like
I
the
like that.
Venetian guys. But, that's still but I think Chip's absolutely right though. So I guess something changes between their realization of
yeah,
capitalism
Yeah,
and
because
this
there's
where
this,
yeah.
they
So
used to
yeah,
so
be legit, but
clearly
now
clearly things
they're
have
all about the
changed.
money.
so
Exactly. And
this
now we
is,
use that to propel
yeah, this is them. This is
scenes.
the whiskeys becoming this powerful entity backed by the church, and now we're noticing physical repercussions
As
of their
literally
workers. And then there's also going to be this unintended consequences of these drugs, this alcohol coming into the market, and now the Sons of Gibraltar are realizing that hey, this isn't good to do anymore, and so this is kind of going to be a falling out scene, and I guess I need characters now of who does everybody want to play. And doesn't it start with you, Eric? Now,
Yes. It will go me, then Arthur, then you. Um, I think I want to play. I'll play Albus whiskey.
okay,
Albus is a he's a Moradite.
a Moradite.
He's been transformed. Yeah, but he's sort of
Albus
like embraced it. So he's like very like stealthy and like hunchbacky.
Albus
Maybe he's
whiskey
like the dude who works
He
on
looks
the
kind of
fact.
like Gollum.
Yeah, but maybe he's the dude who works on the factory floor. Like he's the owner and the dude that runs factories, and so he's been getting the residual radiation.
Um, maybe, but no.
No.
He's actually I think of him as more of like a assassin type guy.
Oh, interesting. Then how did he get exposed to the
Maybe
Moridium?
he was originally, right?
Oh, okay.
Um, but
Okay,
now
Now
that
that
he's
he's
made the
mutated,
form
now
and
he's
stuff,
just
he's like
like,
embraced his weirdness and
oh,
has like, you know,
I like that.
he's a monster.
Yeah.
so now it's on to Arthur. Am I correct?
Yeah, I
Yes.
feel like I want to play a character based on Tice. I feel like I should be playing like Master Tice of the Gibraltarians. Maybe there's been like an evolution in their
Yeah.
religion.
Call it.
Master Tice?
They've gone to being called like father and just having one mother to just
Mm,
being like master and mistress. Like there's more women, so they can't just all be the mother. So now it's masters and mistresses, and then there's a mother at the top. How's that sound?
that sounds fine to
All
me.
right, so now
Yeah.
we've got Master Tice as oh, someone wrote it there.
Yeah, I was writing it down, but if you want to, feel free.
No, go ahead. Don't let me ruin all of your stuff. Master Tice, he is a humble priest of the Gibraltarians who is assigned to this family. You know, he's like their what do you call him in Game of Thrones? He's their maester, right? He's like their
Okay.
advisor. If this was a crime family, he'd be like their counselor, their consigliere.
Concilione, right?
Yeah,
Is that what
yeah.
is it?
Maester to the Whiskies?
Yeah, but it's just master. Yeah, he's like the master of the Gibraltarians to the Whiskies.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
he's just like, oh, hello. Yep, just here to make sure there's some equality going around. You know,
Hmm.
social anarchy and all that.
So he's their confidant within the church.
Yeah.
Okay.
Master
Now
Tice.
who do I play? I guess I have to play an Orfather, don't I?
No. Well,
No,
okay.
because this isn't a crime family.
So hold on, let's back
Oh,
up.
true.
Let's back up a second. So when you're framing a scene, Chip, um, when you after you create the question, you can, as the scene framer, you can create requirements for what characters are in the scene and characters that are not allowed in the scene. Like you can restrict and ban people.
Okay.
You can require up to 2 people and ban up to 2 people.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm liking it as it is so far.
Yeah,
Um,
it seemed like you were open anyways, but I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
yeah, I'm just trying to think of like, so how do the Whiskies fall into low graces? And it's going to be mostly their factory floors. So I'm going to say it's probably going to be between a higher up within the family. So I think I'm going to take on the role of Cantor Whiskey.
Oh,
Who's now head of the family?
who's now
Yeah,
old Steve Buscemi?
head of head of the Whiskies. Um, yeah, Cantor Whiskey, head of the Whiskies. I think that's all I need to say.
All right,
I think
So-
it begins. Oh, do we pick where it begins?
thoughts. Well, yeah. Oh, Chip has to come up with a location of where the scene takes place.
Ah, yes, of course.
So, in classic kind of like, even though he's not a crime family now, there's still going to be a little bit of that affluence going on here. So this is
Sure.
going to be a private. So imagine like there's a restaurant, but the entire place has been booked, and there's just a table where Cantor Whiskey is sitting down. You know, a lot plumper than he was when Thorin met with him. Sitting down, eating some food. He has like the pelt thing going on, or something or other
Of
like that.
course.
Appearing very affluent, and that's where it's going to. And maybe he's sitting down talking with Albus, and then Tice comes in to
Yep,
join them.
I wanted my entrance to see him be like this dude shuffling in here with his robes, and
Yep.
yeah, I do like the idea of like we're the only people in here except for like a singer in like a red sequin dress who's up playing a piano somewhere.
Oh
She's
yeah.
performing for just the three of us in this enormous restaurant, and Tice just excuse me, gentlemen. Do you mind if I join you? Just like
Feel
maybe-
free, Master Tice. Feel free, Master Tice.
yeah, I just
Ah.
would like to take a sit down. Thank you so much.
You know,
Albus,
I'm always graced by your presence. The
Albus,
church has been very much of a allying factor to us, and I greatly appreciate you coming to see us. Please
of
have a
course,
sit down.
of
I'll
course.
have some chicken come out to you. Please, waiter.
Albus, Albus, I was hoping to speak with your grandfather alone.
Oh yes, of course. I will go back to the shadows of whence I came. And he just like
Yes.
weirdly just fades back because
Be a good boy.
he's like
man.
super into that. Yeah.
Cantor, the reason I've come to speak with you today, Albus is the very key of the. I mean, I don't want to insult you or anything. It's just I feel like this is something I must be discussed. You must realize what the Moradinium has done to him.
He seems to be quite happy with his changes. I've talked to the other workers and the unions that are popping up about them, and I don't see it as too much of an issue, at least not as far as I'm concerned. They're still
Just,
able to work,
just,
they're able to produce, and they're able to work in the way of life that your church has so willingly helped us create.
uh,
I don't
about
see what the problem is here.
on that particular issue, and again, I don't want to anger you, but as I've told you over the decades, the church is just a little concerned. I don't want to alarm you or anything, but ever since you joined the church in Alliance, uh, you have put on quite a bit of weight, and
Are you
it's
calling me fat, Master Tice?
no, I'm not at all. That would be very rude. Well,
You see him like twiddling a knife between his fingers now?
Waiting for
Cantor,
the chicken. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
please calm down. Well, again, I'm not attempting to insult you. I'm using it to point out that your family has equally grown fat, metaphorically. But unfortunately, uh, your family has done quite well with our organization, with the religion, but you seem to be falling away from some of our core tenets, and I just wanted to offer you a chance to come back. You just your workers are consuming far too much of this foamium. You're working too much with moridinium. It's caused your own grandchildren are being altered on a level. Just it's not going well for you. Your
So
family is,
I
of
want
course.
I want as his speech is kind of going on, the waiter comes out and there's going to be a roast chicken, but it's going to be like one of those full roast chickens where like the feet and legs are left on, the head's still on there,
Oh,
and
nice. Yeah.
he's going to pick up his napkin from his lap and he's gonna look over to Albus and like feature him to come over. And there's just gonna be like that customary scene of where Tice is still kind of rambling on about this. Albus walks over, he takes over a knife that was left there by the thing, and he starts carving. And then there's gonna be a moment where Albus like slams down the knife and chops off the chicken's head. But it's gonna happen when it's gonna happen almost metaphorically when Cantor is so. I take it that the church doesn't like working with us anymore.
It's
You
no.
see,
I just
the Dwarven society has grown from this democratization that has happened to us. We've changed anew. We've been born again. Uh, I'm sorry for my speech, but I do believe that it is a good thing. And this Moradites, as they call them. Look at Albus over here. He's a fine young man. He's able to carve a
yes.
chicken like the best of us.
That's
He
just
keeps
I.
his he
I
keeps
And
his head down, like no eye contact.
I just,
and if I
that's what
believe
I just look at him.
and he doesn't feel any of these ill effects, and I don't understand why any dwarf should feel them. Those people in the streets who rout them, well, I'll tell you, if they work in any of my factories or they're part of any of my family, they will not be met with that type of apprehension, and that's a question with the populace, not with me. And if the church wishes to do something uh, more pronounced, and then as he says pronounced, the head gets chopped off, Tice like kind of feverishly looks over at it, then we might need to have some more talks with your leaders.
Yes. So, about that. Cantor, just look at your grandson. Just he's not a monster. I don't want to say anything like that. That would be very rude. But he's being altered by this thing he worked with. All of your workers are doing it, and we are about dwarven equality. That is where the Sons of Gibraltar are at. We have followed Gibraltar, and Gibraltar has passed down this dictate to us that these Mordanites they are beneath dwarven society. They are not us, and you need to denounce them.
Albus, Albus, my dear boy, if you could do me a favor
Yes, Master Tice.
and tell the Maester and myself, how do you feel about your condition?
Oh, it's not a condition. It is a blessing.
I see.
Rightfully so, my son.
This is the point where Master Tice raises his fist just like happened before. And I think the singer just like whips out two knives and just starts throwing them into both of the cantors or
Well,
the
no.
whiskey's backs.
How about we actually do it a little bit differently instead of subtly? Like, let's make it kind of loud. Like, let's say him, like, he stands up or something or other like that. It's just like, well, I guess I have nothing to speak to you
I,
about.
I,
And he walks
I
out.
suppose, yeah, I suppose our relationship is at an end, Cantor.
And then he stands up and he walks out.
I'm so sorry about as like I'm moving backwards, adjusting my like robe. I'm so sorry about this, Cantor. I feel like our relationship is going to end as it began. So I will attend your funeral. It's going to be beautiful.
And then as he says that, like, Cantor is, like, looking at him strangely. And then Tice walks out of the room and then comes rushing in, like, a few of, like, the Templar type people. And they just get
Oh
slaughtered.
shit!
Instead of being
Fuck!
subtly, it's more decisive.
Oh man!
it's
Oh,
there's some
betrayal!
Julius Caesar level of shit. Yeah, you
And
guys
two
thought it.
canter and two whiskey.
You guys thought it was going to be Master Tice who died, but no. The Sons of Gibraltar work in not very mysterious ways.
Mm,
Murder's kind of their default.
I love it. I love it.
The
Oh my
Sons of
god!
Gibraltar
Awesome. Yeah. So write the answer to the question.
murdered the head
Oh,
and
I don't. Yeah, that's not actually the answer to the question. The reason the whiskeys fall into the low graces of the Son of Gibraltar is that they embrace
Well,
the Moradites, right?
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Well, yeah, but yeah, both of them. Yeah, that
the
was awesome.
Whiskies embraced the Moradites, and their reign had to be quelled. Sorry if I get too prosy on you guys.
No
That's
problem.
good.
It's like Kabbalah and George R. R. Martin have like nothing on us. You know what I
Just
mean?
wait. Disney's gonna be like, listen, we need you to
Awesome.
write a movie.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's the end of my
Arthur, yeah.
double.
Oh shit! You
So
could
that,
say
Yep.
that whiskey was put on ice. Holy
oh my god.
Oh man, that's
Oh my
awesome.
god.
I love your chat.
So now we're going to I
To
think
me with a
it's
legacy.
yeah. So what
So
legacy are you leaving for
so
us?
it's the person to the left who always does the left of the focus who does the or the lens that does the legacy.
So that's you,
Um,
Eric.
yep. I think I'm going to do I think I'm going to do something about the Orefather.
Which Orfather?
Oh, the Shoveltons.
Okay, yeah, Shovelton
'Cause that was
Orfather.
so good. I'm gonna continue with the Shoveltons, but I'm gonna do Shovelton's Orefather.
So where is that coming in time? Back under realization of capitalism?
No, I think it's gonna come under I think it's gonna be a dictated scene under the people's protest.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so we're going to the beginning.
Yep. Just to tie this in here. So we're going to be under the protest, and you can hear the people chanting or whatever. But then,
What's the question?
so the question is,
Yeah, when I'm correcting Eric, that's how you know I'm slowly getting the hang
yeah.
of this. Yeah,
So how does,
pulling the Kobo.
how does, what was the Warfather's name? The salty guy.
I don't think I ever gave him a name. He was just Orfather Shovelton.
Okay.
He just called him Saltbeard because his beard had a lot of salt in.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is going to be picked up well, you guys, but I have like one of those smartwatches, and I found like the best. Here, let me see if I can take it off and just show you guys. I found the best watch face for it. It's Elcars themed, so like when I turn it on, it pops up. Oh god, my light
I
is too
can't
bright.
see it.
Yeah, you're
But
like.
it's like full on Elcars out. It's so fun. It's so cool.
That's awesome, man.
I think I have a picture of it on my Twitter. I'll put it into the Skype chat for you guys.
Um, I should say, how is Orfather Shovelton's slash Saltbeard um, taught or instructed? So this is going to be a dictated scene. To see the poor. So, imagine we are in sort of like a parlor of this opulent like castle, right, or like Versailles looking kind of place. And you can hear the people shouting for basically the death of the king and stuff like that. And like we need bread and that kind of stuff. But you know, there's also sort of like a string quartet playing some like fancy aristocratic music. Maybe it's the same song that was actually playing uh, in the last
Oh
scene
God, is this
by the
really gonna be
singer.
like our Reigns of Castamere?
Yeah,
Oh God.
and there is a advisor to the king who's hanging out with a little baby Saltbeard, who you know he's maybe like less than 1 year old. He's got or maybe I guess he's probably like 2 or 3. He's a toddler, right? And
Hmm.
he's just getting a little bit of peach fuzz, you know, because as a dwarf, and the counselor's just like bouncing him on his lap, you know, and there's like there's toys and stuff all around. There's a little crib in the corner of this like opulent decadent, like the or like the what's the Russian, the Tsar, I forget the name of the czars, but like the Velvet Room, if you're
Yeah,
familiar with that reference or
yeah.
whatever, or
Yeah.
like the turquoise room, like just very like opulent stuff. And he's just sitting there holding the child and being like, there, I know. And like Shovelton's crying, and the counselor's blaming it on the poor for being rowdy and being rude. It's like, yeah, I know, we can smell them in here too. It's okay. They're not to be they're nothing to us,
Or
right?
maybe or maybe like the protest was going on in like this like main square, and that's where the main families had like these ginormous residents, and it just so happens that
Yeah.
outside the window of the Velvet Room there's all these people protesting, being loud, and it's his nap
Yeah, and
time.
and yeah, and it's disturbing the child. So like they're like raising him as like like old fashioned, like, oh, don't listen to the poor and the rabble rousers and stuff like that. I know they're getting you upset. They're nothing but animals. You know what I mean? As he's like coddling the child.
I want to overthrow these guys. I have a question. Why is the whiskey scene listed as being a light?
Oh, sorry, I need to change
The
the color.
murder of the
Yeah.
whiskeys, nothing good came out of
Oh
that.
yeah, that was without even saying that was totally dark.
My bad.
So they're upsetting Saltbeard's
Well, actually, that
nap
means that the
time.
end of consumption would be technically light.
It's up to you,
We'll
man.
see.
I think it's technically light because it's, again, the church helping people, even though it is a bad era. No, I'm gonna keep it dark because our main cast is these crime families.
This is light as well. So that's my legacy scene.
I like it.
So he was raised in like he literally was a baby during the time of the fall. So get to see a little bit about him. All right. So the next up would be Arthur. You're the focus.
Do we have time to do another round? We got like 15 minutes left, friend.
Are you doing 3 hours?
I could go an extra hour if you guys want to.
Yeah.
Is everybody down?
Let's go until we get
I don't
this
want to
last
push
Well,
this
round
right now.
done, and then if
Okay.
it
Okay.
ends in an hour, it ends in an hour. But
Okay. So
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's agree. We're gonna take a break at the time, and then when we come back, we'll keep going until we've finished everything.
Yeah. We finished
Excellent.
the last, so everyone has a chance to create a focus.
And during the break, I'm gonna ask these fellas if they want to come back next week or on some other Saturday and keep doing this because there's so many stories we need to tell.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the best part of Microscope.
All right.
It's the number
So
of stories.
the focus this time around is love.
aw,
Hashtag
Yeah.
smiley face.
Awesome.
I can't smiley face in there, but it's there. Maybe I should do the. How do you do the love thing? Is like heart. Make a heart thing.
Less than 3.
Less than 3. Thank you. I don't emote, guys. Listen, you want to see me emote? I literally open up the thing on Twitch and I just press NERPs a bunch of times. About to get. Listen, it's probably already happened to you because I'm talking about it as I'm doing it. But here's the NERP spam. NERPs. And I think I want to set this at. I can make a event and then do a scene as part of it. right? Or I get
Yep.
the double tap?
You do the double tap. You can make either a period and an event, or an event and a scene.
Okay.
Okay, so do we want to go on our break now, and then when we come back, do that?
No, no, I think we can lead up to it, right? We still got 10
Okay.
minutes.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Blurp, blurp, blurp. I definitely want to have it set during capitalism, and I want it to be like the grandmother of the person who ends up singing in the scene in the future.
Oh,
But
awesome.
I think it's going to be under Evolution of Crime, right? It's I can only put a scene there, huh? Maybe I won't double
Think
tap.
so.
I really want to get this love plot out. That's the thing. So let's go ahead and do it. So the question is gonna be, did that work? Can I take it down lower? Yes, I can. I am forfeiting my double tapping, friends. I'm only single tapping.
Don't you have
You're
to
allowed
do
to.
an
It's
event, then a
optional.
scene? Oh, it's optional? Okay.
Yeah.
So you just have to make two of them. Doesn't matter
Yeah, I don't
which two
really.
you make.
I
Yeah,
can't see an entire event around a romance plot.
sure. So
I
well,
can't
yeah.
see a scene.
Okay.
So the question is, who does? And it's gonna be. I thought I saw a good name there from Cottontail. Brandy Rockwell. Brandy Rockwell. Mary inside the Shovelton clan. Shovelton family. All right, and then
Can I
someone.
actually say that Brandy Rockwell might be a descendant of the old king?
Ooh. Well, if you want to play Brandy Walkwell,
When
then you
it's
get
your
to
turn.
define it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when it's your turn.
So this takes place once
So
again in the feast hall of the Shovelton crime family. Shovelton crime family. And who picks out first? Is it Chip? Is he to my left or something?
no, it would actually be. Oh yeah, no, it would be Chip, then me, then you.
Okay, so Chip, who do you want to play?
I want to play Brandy Rockwell, the granddaughter of the old king.
Excellent. All right. Eric?
I think I want to play. Trying to think of a good name. Um, I'm thinking I want to play the grandson of Saltbeard. Like
One of the
the
many.
yeah, true. But I want this one to be like the heir apparent. Like he is like the tried and true guy.
He's no
So
Bruce, that's for sure.
yeah.
Because Bruce is dead.
Well, that's true too.
I just want to emphasize that part.
Yeah, he's absolutely dead. He got shot through the heart, so it's too late.
Wow. Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. We went there. We went deep.
all right. Micah.
Okay, so Micah Shovelton.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a
Yeah.
man or a woman?
Oh, it's a man.
Okay.
I should be heir apparent and favored son.
Oh, are you writing it in yourself?
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, no,
It's a bad habit.
I can X it out.
There, done.
There we go.
Sorry,
Uh
my
oh.
bad.
Nope, it's fine. We have Brandy Rockwell, daughter of the old king, granddaughter. King. Okay. And I think I'm going to be playing Saltbeard again because I want to have a little bit of tension here. Does Saltbeard end up getting married to this girl instead?
It's awesome.
Yeah, we have a little bit of weird stuff. So I am playing the Orefather Shovelton Patriarch. No, I'm the Orefather, right? So it's Orefather, leader of the Shovelton crime family.
Awesome.
Oh god. Oh geez. Oh geez. I have because I was at first thinking this question. So these are my two answers, and I have to choose. And I was just like, oh wait a minute. No, I don't. There's another answer to this question, and I think I have a good way to play this.
So, we come in once again. It's the exact same scene playing out at the beginning. Uh, old Orfather Shovelton opens the door again. The door squeaks like hell. He looks at it. He's just like, oh, I can't believe no one fixed that yet. Everyone stops what they're doing. But this time, instead of Bruce being seated, there's now Brandy Rockwell is a guest, and a number of women are surrounding her on all sides of the table, like forming a power block over there.
Hmm.
As or Father Shovelton sits down and like gestures to everyone to eat, and then is like, "So, what are we gonna do about this Rockwell girl here?"
Oh, well, time out, real quick.
Oh,
We didn't do our thoughts.
oh, okay, let's do that. What are
Uh,
our thoughts?
so, I think it's starting with Chip.
So I have an apparent thought, but it's a unique way to answer this question, and I don't know if I want
Unique
to
is fine.
spoil it for you guys
You have to.
or I want to roll. I have to spoil it for you
Well, I mean,
guys.
if you want us to play along with you, it would help if we knew what it was.
Well, no. Okay, so the general idea is that she might not marry either of you, and she might marry no one within the Shovelton family
Yeah.
because she's gotten
Okay.
another offer on the table.
Oh, okay, sure. So she's thinking if this other offer is better than the offers she's seeing today. In other
Mm-hmm.
words, okay, no, that's perfect. All right. Micah's thinking that he's the natural bachelor and should be marrying Brandy. Um, he knows that the Orfather is still around and his wife recently passed away and is looking to remarry, but he's too old. Why would he should be thinking about long-term family, and I wouldn't be very happy with somebody um, with a younger child and possible what do you call it, rival.
So, I'm thinking that Orfather Shovelton is gonna like try to force as much as possible Micah onto Brandy and Brandy onto Micah, just through force of personality. And if that doesn't go through, he's just gonna be like, fine. Obviously, the girl has to marry me. She's, we've protected her for all these years from the public. It's time. Time. If she's gonna remain alive with this family, it's time to marry me then. So he sits down, he gestures towards dinner, and is just like, Micah, how are you doing? Have you met this Brandy Rockwell girl?
No, but
Then you
her
haven't been doing what I
reputation
asked.
her reputation precedes her. The only thing that uh, is more amazing than her reputation is her beauty. Hello,
Oh,
enchanté.
oh, well, you flatter me with your kindness, sir. I do have to say, and I do agree that the Shoveltons have been more most helpful since the fall of my grandfather.
It's time. It's time. Since the fall of your grandfather, we've been protecting you, girl.
I know, and
We need
my mother
something
and
from
I are
your end of the
very.
bargain now.
What
So, like,
what
everyone
do you
stops
mean?
eating, and he's just like, I don't want to be crass, but you need to marry someone within this family sooner rather than later. We need to wield your political power more directly.
I hold off on the Orfather. I mean, like, I know better than to speak, but I'm definitely thinking right now, like, he's out of line right now.
He
He
is out
should
of line.
definitely be waiting, and he should do this socially and in a formal way. You don't have to be so blunt about it.
So,
Kids.
this is when Brandy is just she's kind of like looking down at her lap. She has both of her hands in her lap, and she, unbeknownst to the rest of the people, but she's thumbing over like a little letter that she had in like a pocket or something or other like that, or maybe just a not a letter, a handkerchief that has a certain logo emblazoned on it, out of view of everyone else.
Mm.
And she's looking down, and I'm very much appreciative of everything that you've done for us. The kindness that your family has given is it breaks boundaries of what a family should offer to another one. But marrying, I'm so young.
Your
And then,
father taught me very much, Randy Rockwell. He taught me to treat peasants like they are. He taught me that political power is the greatest power of all, and that being seen as being powerful is even more worthy than actually being powerful. And you are not a very powerful girl, but you seem powerful. Your name brings a lot with you. Is my grandson here? Is he not beautiful enough for you? Is his beard not long enough for you? Is
she's
he
gonna
not
look
as
over.
productive a citizen as you want?
She's gonna look over to Micah, and she actually is kind of emblazoned with him.
He's
Like
like,
you can tell that there's like just like a little bit of a brush, and she says,
he's
I, he does seem a very nice man. I've heard a lot about him from my friends
oh wait,
and other members of your family."
I think Micah might be an illegal character because he's got some guns.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, no, I sorry.
Oh god.
Put those things away, boy.
Ah,
You're breaking the age. So she's going
very
to.
well. I'll put on my shirt.
Did
So
you take your shirt off at the dinner table as your grandfather was describing your body? Holy shit, he's a creeper.
No,
So
I just imagine it's like as soon as you start describing him, it's like one of those Fabio moments when
Yep.
just there's like wind blowing on him at all times, and his shirt's just rustling in the.
We could
Anyways,
see
Close that
there's like
damn
little
window.
cousins under the table who've like pre-prepared fans.
with like bellows, just like doing jumping on it. Yeah. So,
so she's going to turn to the uh, Orfather, and she's going to say, "If I may make one request, Orfather, as is a tradition, or it used to be, would you allow me to at least court Micah for a while before we make a arranged proposal?"
Court? What does courting have to do with anything? Don't bring those new age traditions into this. What's love got to do? Got to do with it? Just marry the damn boy and be done with it. Or by Moradin's beard, I'll come down upon you like 1,000 hammers of the forge.
father, or grandfather. Oh no, his favorite son. Um, Father, please, I insist. I think we should listen to Lady Rockwell's commands, and it would be an honor to court her. I'm quite the poet. I will be able to. I know quite a few of the rare gardens and the way around the surface that not many dwarves of our kind know. I could
So
show you a whole new world.
I do have a question here of how like the scene would evolve. Like can we continue this on to like maybe that garden scene just without the Orfather? And then on to another portion, or does it have to all revolve around this one location?
No, we could fast forward to something like that if you wanted to, if it's dictated and we haven't answered the question.
Okay, so first I have to say that we can either just say that she does. I want her to actually go on a date with Micah, and I want her to like it, like very much like it. So, but then there's another point that that I want to get to, but I don't know if you want to do the garden scene or not.
No, we can fast forward to it. I mean, if you're willing to agree that they go on a date,
Yeah,
right?
they
And
definitely do, and
is
she
is the
definitely.
Warfather okay with it?
Oh yeah, the Warfather's okay with it. I think he's probably
Sure.
the chaperone riding on like a donkey behind you.
Okay.
So the general feel of the scene is that Brandy is very much. She does very much like
Yeah.
Micah, but she does not agree with the Orfather, and he's actually scaring her.
Oh yeah.
Like the
I think
overbearingness.
yeah. I think when they're able to take quick moment together out of range of the ear father of the ear father out of the ear of the Or father. I think Micah actually would confide in you a little bit that he too thinks that Saltbeard is a little bit antiquated, and that when he becomes the next Orfather, things will change for the better, and that then he's always been a smart one and more clever that he lets on to out of fear that Saltbeard might use him for his own ends and ruin any potential that and I think Micah actually might say, like, your beauty and reputation is no match for your personality. Your mind is sharper than any axe and more keen than any arrow bolt. You intrigue me.
So she's gonna tell to Micah in like this moment of solidarity to each other. She's
Hmm.
going to say, "I do very much hold you in high esteem, but the fact remains you are not the head of this house, and I fear of what my name might be. Much to my grandfather's disillusionment, I do believe that I align myself more with
Shh,
the
He
people."
puts his finger to your lips, right? And he says, "If if the Orfather must die to have your hand in marriage, so be it."
And that's when the Orfather rides in on his
Oh yeah,
donkey.
totally.
He's
Oh,
just like,
totally. And I turn
"What are
around.
you doing staying outside of my range? I gotta be able to see you kids so you don't do anything weird."
Oh, and of course, like Micah, like, just turns it into some sort of like, oh, we were just saying a funny joke about the time when you were being coddled during the protests, as you like to tell us, about the mistroublings or whatever.
So he's wheezing a little bit and he's sweating pretty hard. He's like,
Right.
yeah, all those peasants gotta come down hard on them. Micah, come over here real quick. He's like jiggling his left arm. He's just like, I'm losing a little feeling here. And then he like slides sideways off of the donkey and like lands like,
Oh, or father, and
Oh
I
no!
think
I think I'm having one of those, what do you call them, cardiac arrest moments.
I scream for someone to get the master, get
Yeah,
the
but you
master.
guys are on the surface, like in the middle of nowhere.
Oh God, I
Like,
know.
like, like the camera is zooming out from above. You're like, someone help, master,
Yeah, and
master,
I'm like
and then
giving him like the
keep
CPR
zooming
stuff
out.
like that, and then it
So I want to actually like cut the scene to another portion where it's like, the Orfather's on his bed, he has his attendees to them, maybe he's still clinging to life, if you will. And then
okay.
there's Brandy in the back doors watching all of this go down. She's been crying a little bit because of this, and she has Micah's handkerchief and she's wiping her tears away. But like seeing all of this go on, she kind of dips out the back and leaves.
Oh,
And
So you
and
don't
then
lay
it
anybody.
and then it kind of cuts to like maybe the night, and she's standing in front of these large wooden doors, and she's looking up at them, and she has Micah's handkerchief in her hands, and she's like kind of just coddling it, and softly she puts it up to her mouth, and she turns back and looks, then looks at the doors, looks at the handkerchief once more, drops it on the
You're a
ground,
monster. You're a
and then
monster.
walks into the Church of the Sons of Gibraltar to
cold,
accept the
cold, man.
invitation to be
That's cold.
one of the mothers, to
That's
use her
cold.
name for good.
You're a monster.
You're a monster. That's cold. You're. Oh my God, that was an amazing scene.
Uh oh.
That
I
was an
accidentally
amazing
deleted
freaking
that.
scene. So write the answer. Write the answer to that freaking scene. I literally was going to kill my dad for you, but okay.
Well, he still might. It's just she feels that, you know, it's too hectic, it's too rushed. She likes Micah, and it might be a good idea for something later on down the road that they re-meet
Maybe.
again.
Oh man, here's my idea. Rather
I
than
will.
spring it later, I just want to throw it at you. Maybe Brandy Rockwell is the one that institutes the changes within the Sons of Gibraltar to change it to so that women start becoming priests and become the mistresses aside the masters.
Save it. Save it.
We're not gonna
Save
have
the
time
winter.
tonight, man. We're not gonna have time. It's not romancy enough. Influential member
All right.
of the Sons of Gibraltar. Okay, that's it,
Great.
audience. We're gonna take a break right here. I just want to point out, when it comes to butt touching stuff, you can rely on me to bring the romance plots in there. Excellent, excellent. Good work, by the way. The two of you did that. Like, as soon as someone was like, "Oh yeah, the Orfather needs to die," I was like, "Cardiac arrest. It's the only way. He's gonna have a heart attack. He's gonna die right in front of him." Any closing thoughts before we go to the final break?
Oh, we're good, man.
All right.
I'm excited to play and keep playing.
All right. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, guys.
Awesome.